Mellow greetings, fellow stationeers, and welcome back to Mimas for more of our brutal start. Never get tired of these views, especially at sunrise. Okay, so what are we doing? The task du jour, which is French for right now, kind of, is to get some cooling done on our steam tank, which is this one over here. And let's see what we're doing or how we're doing. Right, so we've got almost 8 litres in there. We have over 900 moles of steam in this one, but it's quite hot, needs to be cooled down, and this is out of gas. So first thing, we will top up the fuel supply. Let's see, how much stuff do I have? Nothing in there. Right, well, I can dump in. Yeah, and the tank gauges are still reading backwards. I mean, there hasn't been a fix yet. I haven't gone into beta to test it out, because, to be honest, I usually end up having issues when I swap back and forth between beta and stable. Okay, and another 50. Want to try something out. There we go. Oh, round this side. Right, so throw in 50 of that and then wrench it down whilst it is still guzzling on the ice we just put in there. Yep, seems to work okay. So you can't put it in whilst it's mounted, but as soon as the ice is in, you can mount it and it will carry on doing its business. All right, so we got 62, 34%. Okay, so, and I think when you do that, it stops any gases escaping into the atmosphere. I had noticed when I put the volatiles in before that the air around me had small amounts of volatiles in it. Okay, so enough with the waffling. So we have a heat exchanger. I did print up a bunch of stuff. I will want a couple of frames. In fact, one thing I'm going to do, I keep needing to come behind here, so I thought it would be handy to have some support. Okay, now one. Oh, get over there. Okay. So the heat exchanger will live in here. And we want a gas-to-gas one. Like so. Now I need some pipes of the regular variety, of which I have only 3. Can't remember how many it needs. It needs 1. That is handy. And I want some steel sheets. Right, I think that will do. We need this. Okay, let's put that down somewhere there where I can kick it off into the distance. Right, flamey thing. There we go. Now I'm also going to want the large radiator, and it needs to be not the convection radiator, the other one. Right, we will get this welded up. Activate flamey thing. Good job. Now I need some pipe. Fortunately, only one here. Everything else will be of the insulated variety. And hopefully I have enough of that. Otherwise I'm going to be going back inside again. Right, I'm going to replace all this with regular pipe, with insulated pipe, because I want to be able to control when the heating or when the cooling is active or not. And these pipes will always be venting. Right, at least I have a full stack there. That is good. Right, so this one here requires a 4-way corner because it needs to plug into the heat exchanger. And I'll leave that one as an up thing just in case I need to attach anything else to it. Right, so that takes care of that. So we have the tank connected to it. Now we just need a connection from here. So I will want a T-piece. Oh, wrong button. Like so, I think we'll do it. Right, I think that'll work. Now I need a pressure regulator. Well, I don't need those. And digital valves. Although I only need one digital valve. So let's put the pressure regulator on first. Just want to refresh my memory which way round the wiring goes. Like that. Alright, so that'll be a back pressure regulator. Alright, slight change of plan. We'll go like that. Take this off. And put the digital valve thusly. I think that'll work. Let's get the wiring in. So we want to connect to this tank. Like so. And well, we're going to need to rename some things, but I'll do it all en masse. Right, we need to connect to this tank as well. So like that, because we're going to need to read the temperatures inside there. All right, pressure regulator. I'm going to want one here. I happen to know it's going to live there. That's going to live there. And that is going to live there. So that all needs to get connected as well. This is to fill up the jetpack, obviously. Well, not obviously, but yes, it is. Trust me. Would I lie to you? Oh, check out the plants. They're doing okay. I also printed up some. Now I need pipe. Let's get some more cable. That'll do. Alrighty. Now at the moment, everything is connected to the same network there. So if I connect these two valves, well, specifically the digital valve, the network will then have two digital valves, and they will be controlled, both be controlled at the same time by the chip up there in the oxygen filtration thing, which I do not want. So I can either name or give the digital valves unique names, or I can separate the networks. Now I think there are going to be multiple digital valves on this network anyway, so anything on this side is probably going to need to have a unique name. But what I might do is print up a transformer and just separate these two networks for now. I think that's probably going to be the easiest thing. And I should have done that before I went in, shouldn't I? Well, it's okay. I can get this taken care of whilst I'm here. So insulated pipes this side to keep everything hot. This side, if it cools down, so much the better. It's going to be very dirty gas, because obviously it's furnace waste. So we'll set it to 8,000. It's already very hot, so I don't have to worry about it cooling down too much. Put that in there. And there we go. Nice to know they're all still thriving. Okay. Don't think we need anything else from in here right now. And of course, as soon as I get downstairs, I'm going to remember something else that I should have got. This is the Stationeer way. At least when you're old and semi-decrepit. Right. Put that there. Which bit of section? I think we'll take this one. And we will set it to 4,000, I think. And turn it on. All right, so that has now separated the networks. I can go ahead and connect the wiring without there being a problem. Although I do want to get something else done first. Now, should this go up or down? Oh, down, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't like having those things upside down, but there are times when you cannot be a chooser. Right, so I'm hopeful I can get the wiring around here. Yes,
Hydration critical.
looks like I can. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay, that's that side hooked up. Right, what do I need to do on this side? Probably the same thing, although I think the wiring will probably go up the right-hand side. So, oh, the walls are already in my pocket. Right, to make it look like there is some semblance of support to the floor, we will weld it. Okay. Now to make it look like there is some support to it, I'll give it a floor and another floor. Then I'll switch to windows because they are nice and open. And just like that, I think we'll leave the back undone. Now, obviously, I'm not going to finish the windows. It's just there to make it look like they're not floating in the air. Right. One boo-boo. I put in a regular pressure regulator. This one needs to be a back pressure regulator. Oh, I did put in a back pressure regulator. Excellent. All right. Set that to 0. Turn it on. And I did not bring... Yes, I did. Alright, so this is putting it all into this section. Although I can open that up and it'll fill it in here as well. That will already start cooling down the... or having a cooling effect on the gas in this tank. Yeah, you can see it's cooling. Still got fuel. Not got too much steam in there. Most of it's in here, 1300 moles. So that's good. It is cooling, but it does need to be controlled. Now I'm using pure oxygen as the coolant because as far as I remember, it can get very, very cold before there's an issue with it. So, and because, these bits of pipes, they don't need to be insulated because, they're going to be getting cold through the radiator in any event. Okay, so we just need to wait for this to drain out, and that should put 2 or 3 megapascals in. Oh, 6, 7. Well, that's okay. Although it is very hot, so yeah. Not a surprise. Alrighty. Now I don't know if I'm going to have to do the same on the liquid side. I probably will, because this is 150 degrees and that needs to come down. So yeah, we'll almost certainly duplicate this setup over here, which means I have to do a bunch more printing of things, except medium radiators. For some reason I printed way more of those than I actually needed. Right, let's rough that in. I'm using frames because, as far as I recall, the both of these devices need to be on frames. They won't sit on walls. So, but once they're in, you take them out, replace them with the walls, and everything looks tickety-boo. Okay, that's going okay. So I need another heat exchanger. Heat exchanger. That could have been printing while we were doing that. Bad organization. Not the small one, not the counterflow. We need the large one, steel and Invar. Right, so this is using up half of our remaining Invar. Right, large tracked heat exchanger. Right, now this one, that one there is gas to gas. This one we want to be gas and liquid. And fortunately the liquid is on the left, which makes plumbing it in much simpler. Okay, and we need the wrench. And then we need the steel sheets. Actually, let's get the radiator as well while we're here, because that also requires a steel sheet. Then we'll put that up first. So just like the other one, make certain it's proper radiator. There we go. Now I'm going to need one insulated pipe. And I have one. And we'll just plumb this in the same way as we did the others. But this uses 2 and the other one uses 2, so I can probably save one by taking that off and then putting in a 4-way corner. Nope, didn't work. They changed it. Alright, so that's taken care of. Now we need to replicate the same basic setup. Regular pipes first. We have that like that. We could do that. And put this that way round. I like this. This is looking funky. And funky is good. Right, then this can be like so. Then the cabling this will have to go that way and go through there, because that's the only option. This comes down. Yeah, and then we'll just take it down the outside edge. I'm not going to connect this one up just yet because this digital valve will operate in the same way as that one will, based on how the the IC code is currently set. Right, so that needs to get reconnected. Although, what I shall do, I'll disconnect it here and connect it down. Ooh, connect it down here. That way I can run that back pressure regulator. And I need to refill this and go get some more O2. I'll swap this out and we will empty this. Oh, no. I don't want to be pumping all that in there because the pressure will get ridiculously high. Hopefully I have not already pooched it. No. Okay, we will temporarily remove that and just replace it with a section of pipe. Because these pipe sections only have 10 litre capacity. This has this radiator has 200. So, yep, it should be good. Let's get naming. Oh, actually, no. We can remove these. Okay, so right, need more walls. Well, that really is taking its time, isn't it? Oh, geez, it is a pressure regulator. Back pressure regulator. Set to 0. There we go. Mucho improved. Right. Well, it's not going to win any beauty awards, but it may qualify as funky. Jury is still out. We'll wait and see until it is fully developed. Right, so need more walls. That's already got it in. Okay, so that looks kind of like a framework that could, in theory, support the weight of a couple of large houseflies. Oh, that's almost done. So let's see, there should be some cooling effect going on here. Yes, it is coming down. It's also coming down, and we are going to need some element of control on it. That requires either a lot of chips or some crafty renaming of things in here. So first thing we will do is we will rename this to DV for digital valve, gas cooler. And I don't know if the hash name thing has issues with spaces. I prefer not to find out. So, and we'll call this tank hot tank steam. Actually, steam tank would be easier to remember. Steam tank. Maybe I should call that steam cooler. Okay, and this we will call water tank. I do need to rename the digital valve. I think I can probably allocate it now. Yeah, that's empty, so alright, we'll get that out of there. We will pull that out of there. We'll get our digital valve. Put that back. Now I'm going to rename it, but I'm not going to connect it just yet. So this will be DV water cooler. Alright, now we need to spend some time with the coding. So for those who are not interested in IC code, thank you for watching, and have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. For those who are curious about it, we will see what we can do. Now, one of the things I will need to do is hook up the data. Here. That's so the IC coding, or the IC code, IC chip, whatever, the housing in here can actually see everything. Right, so we have everything that we need hooked up, except that one there until I get the coding done. I don't have the laptop. Right, now edit this. We'll just start with new, I think. Right, so define, I'll call it gas tank. Define water tank. No, not caps. Doesn't have to be in block caps, but it probably makes life easier. I believe those are the only things I need to define. So let's look up these codes. So insulated tank, small insulated, Copy there. And I want the insulated water tank, liquid tank small insulated. There we go. That goes there. And the digital valve again. Digital valve, making certain we're not choosing the kits. Right. Now when it comes to temperatures, what I'm thinking is we get the temperature in here down to below 100, and in here we get it down to below 50. Because I think getting this down to 50 is going to be maybe a bit too much work. So we'll try that. So that means we're going to need two lots of, or two different variables. So define, we'll call it max gas temperature, and we'll define that at say 335. Define max water temperature, and we'll make that 50 degrees colder. So, or maybe not 50. Yeah, we'll just make that 300. We'll see how we go. So we'll make that 350. Right. So start. Yield. Now we'll load batch into R0 from, actually no, we need load batch name, because the reason why I'm naming all these things is we could end up with multiple tanks along here and they could all be connected to the network, so we need to be a little bit careful with that. So now we'll use the name ones. So name hash is, okay, I think that's the right format. Steam tank logic type is temperature. And we'll go average, because it's going to be the average of one thing. Right, so that gives us the gas temperature there. You may want to reuse these, so define gas temp as R10, define water temp as R11. So yeah, make life a little easier for reading purposes. So we're looking to see if the temperature is above what we're looking for. So device status, if gas temp is greater than max gas temp. Temp. And again, we need to use the named version of this. So device hash is digivalve. Hash is, what did I call it? DV water cooler, I think. Let me just confirm that. Oh no, not water cooler. This is DV steam cooler. Cooler. Logic type is on. Right, so we're reading the gas temperature from the steam tank, putting it into gas temperature. We're storing into device status a 0 if it's less, or a 1 if max temp is greater than the gas temp. And then we're using that to control whether the digital valve is on or off. All right, so that's all we need for that. Then same thing, but now we are looking at water temperature from water tank. There probably will only be one of these, but I don't know. I'm going to play safe. The hash name is water tank. Temperature average, store greater than. Again, we can reuse device status. If the water temp is greater than the max water temp. And then store batch name, digivalve, hash, DV water cooler on device status. Jump start. So that should be good. So with that, I can hook this up. And I think with the temperatures, both of these things will come on. So we'll export that to the chip. I'll put that in there. And of course we have errors. Incorrect variable at line 14. Line 14, load batch name. Yeah. Think I found the problem. I'm fairly certain I should have been using alias here rather than define. And they went off when I was expecting them to be on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so this one is on, that one's off, that's good. That actually got a lot cooler than I was imagining it would. That's good news. Means I probably don't have to go with a second radiator, as I was thinking of doing. Right, so it's warming up fairly quickly. Once it gets to, 100, 150, something like that? What did I set it at? 350 minus 280 is 70 degrees. Yeah, so that should, I think, work. That's got it down to 100 and cooling down. We've got 40 odd litres in there. Excellent. It looks funky and it works. A double whammy. Okay, went a bit longer than anticipated. Sorry about that. Hope you found something useful, interesting. Feel free to ask any questions down in the comments below. It's always a delight from me to hear from you. And if there is any questions I can answer, I will be more than happy to do so. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. 54 Bear out.